Welcome to Roast This Post, and this edition is called Messages from Racists. This message came from a man named John Oakley. John called me a racist commie POS. I love it when someone types POS online because it means that they call people pieces of shit so often they don't even have time to say it anymore. Since John doesn't like my Facebook, let's see what his is all about. His profile is full of poorly cropped memes. Figuring out what he's trying to say feels like a game. I'd like to solve the puzzle. Those who act like sheep will be eaten by wolves. Yes! Now his profile is pretty confusing. He has profile pictures with the words Brotherhood of Essential Workers COVID-19 and International Brotherhood of Essential Workers COVID-19. And that sounds great, actually. There's videos from doctors and nurses showing the benefits of wearing a mask. However, also on John's page is this meme. It reads, "Mommy, why aren't we wearing masks? Because bullshit comes in through your ears, honey, not your mouth." Okay, I don't think the essential workers agree with you on this meme, Johnny. This is also a meme shared from the Ted Nugent Facebook page. That tells you enough about a person. John continues to share more memes from Ted Nugent, such as this one. Do you guys get the joke? Apparently we're babies for thinking that we shouldn't honor slave owners. Less friends, less bullshit. Keep your circle small. That's just something that people without friends like to say. So apparently John thinks that lumping all of the peaceful protesters in the same group as all the rioters and looters is the same thing as lumping the great officers in with the few bad ones. No, it's not. Peaceful protesters, time and time again, have spoken out against the rioters and the looters in the act while it was happening.
Don't spray stuff out here when they gonna blame black people for this, and black people didn't do it.
This man just busted up this cop car, and y'all say we are the rioters. Stop, my guy, stop!
Compare that to the majority of silent police officers who are sitting there in the background of all of these videos while a police officer murders an unarmed black man to protect their own job or to protect the jobs of their murder buddies. And if that's how you want to keep your job, fuck your job. Fuck you, fuck them. John loves to bring up imaginary arguments just to win them. Apparently, Looney Tunes is taking guns away from Yosemite Sam and Elmer Fudd. For the record, I have no idea who thought that a better example to set for children is using an axe and dynamite as a weapon instead of a gun. But let's not pretend that liberals asked for this. Everyone agrees that this is stupid. John continues his display of made-up outrage by talking about how Nickelodeon took Paw Patrol off the air. First of all, you're an adult. Who gives a fuck? Fuck your kids and what they have to watch on TV. Couldn't give a shit less. Also, nobody was offended by these cartoons. Liberals, conservatives, nobody. I do think that it would have been perfect if Paw Patrol had just one last episode. That's two. One last Paw Patrol episode showing the dogs quitting the force because they didn't like their racist coworkers. Like how this dog did right here. They'd definitely miss an opportunity. Now, let's not forget what John looks like. Wow, this photo is so poorly taken, you almost can't see his mullet. John has back-to-back profile pictures of the American flag and the Confederate flag. Don't forget, this guy called me a racist commie, yet he has multiple photos of him holding a Confederate flag. Well, I say multiple photos, but it's the same photo that he posts multiple times. You know how people suck at technology and they post the same weird photo of themselves 7 days in a row? Yeah. He's that guy. Anyways, he's trying to call me racist and un-American, yet he's holding a flag that represents both racism and people that didn't want to be part of America anymore. So who's a racist commie? So in this meme, John is saying that if people are legally required to take a vaccine, he is going to move to an island away from everybody else. And I think that is a fantastic idea, John. Encourage all your Trump-supporting buddies to do the same. Turns out that John is one of those people who, whenever somebody mentions black people getting killed by the police, gives a rebuttal about white people getting killed by the police. Hey John, shouldn't that bother you too? Like, both things are problems. One doesn't cancel out the other. Black people aren't pro-white guy getting killed by the police either. He's complaining that white people getting killed by the police doesn't have the same amount of outrage. Well, maybe you should give a shit then. Most of this country is white, so if you don't feel like there's enough outrage for police killing white people, whose fault is that, John? At least the type of people like you who say this type of dumb shit aren't important enough to be in control of this country.
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
Woosah, woosah. How does it go? John doesn't have any superhero stuff in his entire profile except for this one photo of Captain America. You asked John what he likes most about Captain America's character, he's gonna say, America. I'd be like, okay, anything else? He's a captain. Proud to be black, said a black man. I'm proud to be Asian, said an Asian man. I'm proud to be white, said a racist. Yeah, you get it now, John. I mean, of course, you're being sarcastic and you actually think that this is a joke, but in reality, this is the closest thing to any amount of truth that you've posted on your entire timeline. Here's the thing. It's not always what someone says, but who is the one saying it. Because when black people or Asian people have shown and said that they have black or Asian pride, they are referring to love for themselves, their people, their culture. And they are not showing hatred towards any other groups. That's not the same for people that have said white pride. Historically, the people that have shown and displayed white pride are people that are just showing hatred towards those other races. That's part of the issue. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this edition of Messages from Racists, check out my Patreon page where you can find more videos about messages like this.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.